If you bought a new construction home in the last 5 years and felt good because the sales agent told you it was built to code, you need to understand what that phrase actually means. Because it does not mean what you think it means. Built to code is not a quality rating. It is not a seal of approval. It is the legal minimum a builder must meet to avoid being shut down by the county. Think of it like a restaurant advertising that it passed its health inspection. That does not mean the food is good. It means nobody found rat droppings during a 15-minute walkthrough. That is the bar. And in residential construction, the bar is even lower than most people realize. Building codes in the United States are not written by consumer advocates or structural engineers working on your behalf. They are influenced heavily by industry trade groups, material manufacturers, and builder lobbies. The International Residential Code, which most states adopt as their baseline, is updated on a 3-year cycle. But here is what almost nobody talks about. Local jurisdictions can, and regularly do, strip out the stricter provisions before adopting it. A state might look at an updated fire safety requirement, decide it adds $40 per unit in cost, and simply vote not to include it. So when your builder says your home meets code, they are meeting a version of the code that has already been watered down before it reached your county. But even if the code was strong, the enforcement system is broken in a way that virtually guarantees defects slip through. This is where the inspection myth collapses. Most buyers assume that a city or county building inspector is a thorough, independent watchdog who crawls through every wall cavity and tests every connection. The reality is closer to a drive-by. In fast-growing metro areas across the Sun Belt, a single municipal inspector might be responsible for 20 to 30 inspections in a single day. That gives them roughly 7 to 12 minutes per house. In that window, they are expected to verify framing, electrical, plumbing, insulation, and structural connections. It is physically impossible. They check what they can see from the hallway, sign the card, and move to the next address. Builders know this. They have known it for years, and the construction schedule is designed around it. Crews will cover framing with drywall the moment that inspection card is signed, sometimes the same afternoon. Once that drywall goes up, every shortcut behind it becomes invisible. Missed hurricane clips, improperly nailed shear walls, crushed HVAC ducts, unsealed penetrations in the vapor barrier. All of it disappears behind a coat of primer and a fresh layer of paint. And this is not a question of one bad crew on one bad day. The incentive structure guarantees it happens at scale. Framing crews, plumbing crews, electrical crews. They are all paid by the unit, not by the hour. The faster they finish your house, the faster they move to the next one and collect another check. Slowing down to fix a problem is not rewarded. It is punished. A framer who pulls a twisted stud and replaces it properly just lost 15 minutes of income. Multiply that across 200 units in a subdivision, and you start to see why the average new home has dozens of defects that no one catches until the homeowner starts living in it. But the labor shortcuts are only one half of the equation. The materials themselves have been quietly downgraded over the past 2 decades. And this is where the real time bomb sits. Your grandparents' house was likely sheathed in plywood and framed with old-growth dimensional lumber. That lumber was dense, tight-grained, and naturally resistant to moisture. Modern homes are sheathed in oriented strand board, which is essentially wood chips and resin pressed into sheets. It is cheaper, it is lighter, and it works perfectly fine as long as it stays dry. The problem is that it never stays dry forever. A slow leak around a window, condensation inside a wall cavity, a flashing detail that was skipped because the installer was behind schedule. Any of these introduces moisture into a material that absorbs it like a sponge. Once OSB gets wet and stays wet, it swells, delaminates, and loses its structural value. You cannot dry it out and call it fixed. It is gone. The same principle applies to engineered floor joists. They are strong on paper, lighter than solid lumber, and allow for longer spans without support columns. Builders love them because they save material cost and speed up the framing process. But they share the same fatal weakness. The glue holding them together dissolves when exposed to sustained moisture. A slow plumbing leak under a second-floor bathroom can quietly destroy the structural integrity of your floor system over a period of months without any visible sign on the surface. By the time you notice the soft spot, the damage is already catastrophic. And because modern homes are wrapped in house wrap and sealed with foam for energy efficiency, moisture that gets inside the wall assembly has nowhere to go. Older homes were drafty, and that was actually an advantage. Air moved through the walls and dried out incidental moisture before it could do damage. A modern home is a sealed envelope. If water gets in, it stays in. It feeds mold. It rots sheathing. It corrodes fasteners. And all of this happens silently behind walls that look perfect from the living room. Now, builders are not stupid. They know you will never inspect the framing or test the sheathing. So they redirect your attention to the one thing you will notice on your walkthrough: the finishes. Granite countertops, stainless steel appliances, brushed nickel hardware. These are the builder's stage props. They exist to make you feel like you are buying a premium product. But here is what the brochure leaves out. Most of those fixtures are builder-grade versions, manufactured specifically for the production housing market. They look identical to retail models, but are built with cheaper internal components. A faucet that costs $90 at the hardware store has ceramic disc valves and brass internals. The builder-grade version installed in your home has plastic cartridges and rubber seals rated to last through the warranty period and not much further. The appliance brand on the front is real. The guts behind it are not. This leads to the most dangerous part of the entire equation, and it has nothing to do with any single house. It is what happens when every house in the neighborhood was built with the same materials, by the same crews, in the same 12-month window. In older neighborhoods, houses age randomly. One owner neglects the roof while the neighbor replaces theirs. Failures are scattered and manageable. But in a master-planned community where 300 homes went up in a single phase, every roof was shingled in the same quarter with the same 20-year shingles. Every house got the same OSB sheathing, the same builder-grade water heaters, the same HVAC systems with the same expected service life. This means the failures will not be random. They will be synchronized. In 15 to 20 years, the entire street will need roof replacements at the same time. Siding will fail block by block. Foundation cracks will appear in clusters as the fill dirt beneath the subdivision finishes settling. When that happens, property values do not just dip, they collapse. Because no buyer wants to purchase into a neighborhood where every home on the street is visibly deteriorating at once. You are not just buying a house, you are buying into a system that is programmed to expire on a schedule. So what can you actually do about it? You have one real window of opportunity, and most buyers miss it entirely. It is called the pre-drywall inspection. Before the builder covers the framing, before the walls go up, you hire your own independent inspector, never the one the builder recommends to walk the house while the skeleton is still exposed. This is when you can see the missed clips, the unsealed penetrations, the crooked studs, and the crushed ducts. This is when the builder can still be forced to fix them. It will cost you somewhere around $400 to $600. It is the single most valuable inspection you will ever pay for. Because once that drywall goes up, the evidence disappears. And by the time the problems resurface, the warranty is long gone and you are the one holding the bill.